might be over soon.
Gold in your mouth when you say about me, and there's gold in my mouth, we make magic. There's gold in your mouth when you say about me, and there's gold in my mouth, we make magic. You don't know what you got till it's taken from.
Club, yeah, I wanna dance to me. When I go to the club, yeah, I wanna dance to me. When I go to the club, yeah, I wanna dance to me.
There's no kissing. Empty road, but up the road.
Classic, but it's still pop. I get money, you get mad because the back shot. Yeah, I know your little secret, put your hands up. It's so obvious, I'm your number one. Like bondage, classic in the eardrops. Why you lying? You won't fuck unless you fucking mess. Do that little dance without it, you be nameless. It's so obvious, I'm your number one. Don't sleep, don't eat, just do it on repeat. Keep when I'm in the club, yeah, I'm 365 party girl. Should we do? Hi, it's Charlie XCX. Thank you so much for all of your support and for listening to my music. I'm honoured to be a part of your Spotify Wrapped, and I hope you have an amazing rest of the year and party hard, obviously. Bye. Mwah. Hi, it's Charlie XCX. Don't sleep, don't eat, just do it.
A little story about writing Wildflower. We wrote the first half of that song laying in the grass in my brother Phineas's yard next to the pool. And so we could hear the fountain like so deafeningly loud and the birds, and we were with all the dogs and we were laying in the grass. Phineas had his guitar, and that's where we wrote the first half of Wildflower. A little.
Okay, sup. Hey, it's Porter. I just want to say to my Spotify listeners, thank you so much for listening to my music, especially my top listeners. I think if you're getting this video, that means you're a top listener, so shout out to you especially. This was the year of Smile, and so I've been reflecting a ton on my fans, and I guess just, yeah, thank you for listening to Old P. Rob. Once again, have a great holiday. Okay, love you. Bye. See ya. Okay, sup.
Hey Gabby, get ready to unwrap your 2024 Spotify Wrapped. We're your hosts, visiting from Google's Notebook LM.
And we're so ready to dive into your year in music. It's been a pretty amazing year for you musically, hasn't it?
It really has. To be in the top 3% of Spotify listeners worldwide is truly something special.
It's no small feat. I mean, think about it. That's 62,438 minutes of music.
That's like a whole bunch of concerts?
More than a whole bunch. We're talking like a personal music festival.
Right. And July 29th, Gabby, what was going on that
Yeah.
day? 516 minutes.
Whoa. That's a lot of music. I wonder if you were just in a total zone of listening, like lost in your own world of sound.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. Okay, no more stalling. Let's reveal Gabby's top track.
Drumroll, please. Gabby's most played song of 2024 is Cheerleader by Porter Robinson.
Cheerleader. Awesome choice. It's such a good song. And 57 plays. That's some serious dedication.
You were not messing around. But get this, Gabby. You're in the top 0.03% of Porter Robinson listeners globally.
That's like the ultimate Porter Robinson fan club. It's so cool. And you were listening to Cheerleader on March 20th, the day it came out.
Talk about being ahead of the trend. You must have a real ear for discovering new music.
You're on top of everything. Okay, speaking of being on top, your top artist is a total icon.
Charlie XCX.
Yes. Charlie XCX. I love her.
I know, right? And Gabby, you listened to her for a mind-blowing 2,596 minutes this year.
Wow. That's a lot of Charlie XCX. You're officially in the top 0.2% of her listeners worldwide.
You're basically besties with Charlie at this point. And that 13-day Charlie XCX listening streak, impressive. It sounds like you really connected with her music.
I can totally see it. Makes sense, though. Her sound is so unique, this mix of art pop, candy pop, metropolis, always changing, always evolving, kind of like you.
Absolutely. Speaking of evolving, let's take a trip back in time and explore how your musical taste unfolded throughout the year.
Oh, I love this part. It's like a musical time capsule.
Oh.
Where did it all begin, Gabby?
Well, in March, Gabby was all about that indie sleaze scratch hyperpop vibe underscores. Jane Remover, a G Cook, they were your go-to artists.
So cool. Underscores Locals and Stupid were your jams. And of course, Jane Remover's Magic I Want You. That song is such a mood. I wonder if March was a time for you to express yourself, to just be you.
Totally. I bet it was a super creative time. And then, as the weather warmed up in April, things took a turn. Gabby was feeling the energy of Joyride Vogue pop.
Okay, love it. What were you listening to?
Charlie XCX was still a major player, but you also had Billie Eilish and Beyoncé on repeat. Songs like Club Classics, Von Dutch, and Sympathy is a Knife were definitely fueling your days.
That sounds like such a fun and confident time, like you were ready to take on the world. But then August rolled around and it seems like you were seeking something a little different.
Definitely. August was all about rainy day ukulele indie folk, Bon Iver, Soup John Stevens, Justin Vernon. Their music is so beautiful and introspective. It feels like you were craving those acoustic vibes.
It does. I bet 29 Tag Tech Stratford apps, 22 Overseen, and 33 God from Bon Iver's album 22 A Million were on heavy rotation.
Definitely. I can just picture you lost in your thoughts, listening to those hauntingly beautiful melodies. And then in September, things took another turn. Remember Jane Remover's album Magic I Want You that came out that month?
Oh yeah, it was so good. You were definitely excited to check it out. Underscores was also having a moment in September with Old Money Bitch and Pay Attention.
That's true. It's interesting how albums can just completely take over your listening for a while. It's so cool. And then as the leaves started to change, October brought a surge of electronic music.
Right. Tsubi Kleb's album, Re, with its incredible track, Re-Lace.Up, was your jam. And Clarence Clarity's Vanishing Act 2, Ultimate Reality with What Year Is This? JFC was another favorite.
You were definitely feeling the experimental electronic vibe. What a year, Gabby.
You've taken us on such a fascinating journey through your 2024 Spotify Wrapped. From indie sleaze scratch hyperpop to joyride Vogue pop and all the way to rainy day ukulele indie folk, you've shown that you have a true passion for music.
And that you're always open to exploring new sounds and genres. We're excited to see where your musical adventures lead you in 2025.
We've been your hosts, visiting from Google's Notebook LM. And thanks for letting us unwrap your 2024 Spotify Wrapped with you, Gabby.
It's been a blast.